There's no going back, but I wish I could have been there, and it's a real regret. And so it has me going back in time, wishing I'd have done things differently. If she'd hurry and recover, it just make me feel so much better about it. It's done. It's where it's at. But I don't want her resenting me all of her life because I wasn't there for her.
Just when you think Kody Brown can't possibly stoop any lower, along comes season 16, episode 6, proving us all wrong. Again. We're now in the thick of Isabel's recovery. Not that she's resting and feeling better every day kind, but the brutal, no sleep, pills every 2 hours, pain-ridden kind. Christine looks exhausted. She mentions how hard it's been, how they've been back in Arizona for a while now after spending 6 weeks in New Jersey for the surgery. 6 weeks, mind you, during which Kody was noticeably absent. Kody finally drops by, and Christine tells him she asked Isabel if she felt like she was getting a little better each day. Isabel's response? No, it's just ups and downs every day. Some days she's glad she went through with the surgery. Other days, not so much. Christine gently tells Kody she missed you. It was hard that you couldn't be there. It was hard for her. And Kody, ever the empathetic father, hits us with a somber, I know, I'm sorry, which would be fine if it didn't sound like someone apologizing for spilling coffee, not for abandoning his daughter during one of the hardest times of her life. Christine goes on to say the doctor was surprised she was there alone. Kody responds, there's no going back, but I wish I could have been there. It's a real regret. It has me thinking about the past, wishing I'd done things differently. Touching? Maybe. Until he adds, if she'd just hurry and recover, it'd make me feel so much better about it. Yes, really, he emphasized the word hurry. Because clearly, the real victim here is Kody, who has to sit with the uncomfortable reality of his own failure as a father. If only Isabel could heal faster, to ease his guilt. Never mind that he's still not helping Christine manage the around-the-clock meds or doing anything tangible to support his daughter's recovery. That would require stepping foot inside the house, and we all know how that goes. Let's not forget his excuse for not being at the surgery in the first place, coronavirus protocols. But strangely, a few weeks later, he was somehow healthy enough to officiate a friend's wedding in another state. Priorities. Meanwhile, he had all the time in the world to take Robyn's daughter to get her ears pierced, but couldn't carve out even a single week to be by Isabel's side for a major spinal surgery. Make it make sense. Christine and the kids were gone for 6 whole weeks. Aspine, Mitch, Hunter, they all showed up. But Kody? Crickets. And as for Robyn, the so-called advocate for the other wives, silence. Not a single moment of, hey Kody, maybe go support your daughter during the most traumatic medical event of her life. Guess that advocacy has a pretty selective reach. This whole storyline has been infuriating from the start, but this episode? This one hits a new low. Isabel's pain, Christine's exhaustion, none of that moves him. What really matters to Kody is that her slow recovery is bumming him out. A+ parenting. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Kody isn't just hung up on Christine, he's obsessed. It's honestly bizarre how much he fixates on her. The man went on national television and admitted he wasn't attracted to her, yet when she later talks to their adult children about the reality of that relationship, he calls it trash talk. Seriously? That's not trash talk. That's literally his words being repeated. The man cannot handle hearing the consequences of his own actions, especially when someone else dares to name them out loud. Accountability? Not exactly Kody's strong suit. Anytime someone mirrors back his own words to explain their hurt or frustration, he acts like he's being personally attacked. Heaven forbid someone actually hold him responsible for the things he chooses to say and do. What'll be interesting is whether this pattern ever changes. Will he evolve after being repeatedly called out, or will we get more of the same broken record nonsense? So far, it's looking like the latter, just more defensive rants and zero growth. And let's be honest, he doesn't seem all that torn up about Janelle or Mary leaving. Janelle? Maybe he's a little salty he won't be getting any more benefits there. Mary? He practically rolled out the red carpet for her exit. But Christine? That's the one that burns. Not only did she leave first, she did it on her own terms, and that shook the whole foundation. Her choice gave the others permission to walk away too. And now she's remarried, glowing, and living her best life out loud, as she should. Meanwhile, Kody's stuck stewing in his wounded pride, because the fantasy that he was some divine gift to women. Yeah, that one just got returned 3 times over. No wonder he's so butthurt. Kody is, quite frankly, a miserable man. That's the beginning and end of it. He'll be stuck in his doom and gloom bubble with his equally miserable wife indefinitely. Here's the twist. The guy somehow managed to raise incredible kids. Kids who are building careers, starting families, and living independent, successful lives. But let's be honest, that's thanks to the women who actually raised them. Kody? He was too busy playing the role of absentee father to bother showing up. The fact that he has the audacity to sit there and play the victim? It's laughable, pathetic, really. And no, he hasn't changed. He's still blaming Christine for the strained relationships he has with his adult children. Newsflash, those kids are grown. They can now decide who's worth their time. And unless Kody and Robyn ever take real accountability, don't hold your breath, they have every reason to keep their distance. Nothing will change because those two refuse to even acknowledge the damage they've done. Then came the line, Christine should stop talking about Robyn and I if she's really in love. Classic Kody, still trying to gaslight and control the narrative. If Christine wants to channel her inner Cruella, more power to her. Meanwhile, he keeps spinning stories to convince everyone she never really loved David, all because she left a good man. It's not just manipulative, it's unhinged and deeply desperate. There's just something about Mykelti that brings out the worst takes, and I hinted at this in my last post, but let's get into it. I genuinely don't understand the level of unkindness some of y'all throw her way. We literally watch this girl grow up on screen, constantly on the outside of the in-group made up of her older siblings. And let's not pretend this is speculation. The parents themselves have admitted as much. She was treated differently, held to different standards, disciplined more harshly than her siblings in the same age group. We all saw it. When a kid is consistently treated like the odd one out, it makes them more susceptible to manipulation and more likely to engage in attention-seeking or people-pleasing behaviors just to feel accepted. So no, it's not surprising that she clung to Robyn or went out of her way to earn her father's approval. That doesn't make her just like Kody. It makes her someone who was emotionally vulnerable and, frankly, set up from the moment Robyn entered the picture. Whether she sees that now or not is beside the point. She'll come to it in her own time. Maybe what is wild is watching grown adults pick favorites among the brown kids, standing some while casually calling others narcissists like Kody. That kind of commentary just continues the cycle of othering and exclusion she's always experienced. You can hold someone accountable without dehumanizing them. Now, before anyone comes for me, I'm not saying Mykelti's blameless. She's absolutely done some shady stuff toward her mom, and I'm not brushing that under the rug. That's just not what I'm talking about here. But let's also be real. None of that justifies her recent comments about postpartum depression. Because there's no excuse, none, for a woman to get up on a soapbox and declare that another woman's PPD is due to being jealous of her own baby. That's not just wrong, it's dangerously ignorant. A rough childhood doesn't give you a pass to spread misogynistic, medically false nonsense. Google exists. She can educate herself. She should educate herself. Because saying things like that in today's world isn't just awful, it's reckless. Kody Brown will never be happy, and let's be honest, Robyn isn't enough to fill that void. He's bitter, angry, and constantly simmering. You just know he's picking fights with her on the regular, and she takes it, playing the ever-loyal doormat. They don't seem happy at all. Kody is a walking grenade, and Robyn's tiptoeing through life like she's in a minefield. He can't even pretend to hide his envy. The man fed himself so much nonsense about Christine being unlovable, and now that she's found real happiness, it kills him, because yeah, he still loves her. That whole Robyn's my soulmate shtick? Hot garbage. She was just the new toy. But when the novelty wore off, she fell back on manipulation to keep him around. Now, she's stuck, alone, with him. And let's talk about that moment with Sukanya, when Christine made it crystal clear she was over him. Kody's face? Priceless. I had the same thought watching that clip, especially when it came to Mykelti. I haven't caught part 4 yet, but I did see the bit where Kody said Mykelti had to believe he never loved Christine just to get in good with her mom. Didn't he say himself he never loved Christine? At this point, he's got one kid left who voluntarily stays in contact. Mykelti actually makes an effort, lets him be a grandfather, and he can't even be decent to her. Whether you're a fan of hers or not, saying she's just trying to earn favor is flat out insulting. She's a grown woman, a mother of 3, and clearly capable of thinking for herself. Kody is on a mission to burn every bridge. Anyone who once cared about him, he's pushing them all away, one by one. He thrives on chaos, babies, wives, cameras, constant movement. That's his lifeblood. A quiet, monogamous life under one roof. That's a cage to him. There's a reason he never embraced the stability many other polygamists managed. Robyn alone will never be enough to fill that black hole of need. Honestly, the man needs Adderall. Without the noise and stimulation, he's crawling in his own skin, and now he's picking fights just to feel something. Let's face it, Kody liked the freedom of coming and going as he pleased. Now, he's got nowhere to run when things get tense with Robyn. And that right there is his personal hell. Kody has the weirdest energy when it comes to other men. Like, it's actually bizarre how giddy he gets whenever a new guy shows up. Case in point, when his buddy Brian came by to pick up this so-called sports car, Kody was practically twirling his hair with excitement. I swear, I've never seen him that happy around Robyn. And don't even get me started on Caleb. Man crush doesn't even begin to cover it. Now, with David in the picture, it's giving single white male. I honestly think Kody's low-key fantasizing about David coming over to crack open a cold one and stare at the mountains while they share their hopes, dreams, and a solid bit of Christine bashing. That little fantasy he had about David wanting to talk smack about Christine. Yeah, that wasn't his first time imagining that scenario. Let's not forget how weird he was with Mitch on Aspen's wedding day. Actually, it's not even limited to the new guys. Kody acts off anytime he's having man time. It's like watching a teenage girl getting ready for a Taylor Swift concert with her besties. The excitement is unreal. You can tell he's desperate to prove he's got that alpha male, big asterisk energy. Especially when he's around men he sees as more masculine than himself. But in reality, he just comes off like a sad little man-child trying way too hard. Seriously, go back and watch the footage from Aspen and Mitch's wedding. Kody with the groomsmen? Peak cringe. I had to rewind because my jaw was on the floor. And wasn't there a moment back in one of the earlier seasons when he returned to his hometown, where a classmate mentioned people used to think Kody was gay? Not saying that explains everything, but it's definitely a data point. So is Mykelti out of favor with Kody now, or what? Because judging by that one-on-one, he was fuming when she dared to agree with Christine, her mother, mind you, that being in a marriage where your spouse isn't attracted to you might. I don't know. Suck. Shocking revelation, apparently. Kody's take? That Mykelti only said it to stay in Christine's good graces. Because, of course, having a basic human reaction must be part of some grand anti-Kody conspiracy. But what I really want to know is, has the dynamic ever flipped when cameras weren't rolling? Like, has Mykelti ever gone over to Kody and Robyn's house and heard some not-so-nice things about Christine? Seems like a fair question. Then on her Patreon, Mykelti breaks down crying, admitting her relationship with Kody and Robyn is now strained. Not exactly a surprise, considering Kody's Oscar-worthy eye roll when she told Robyn, "You are gorgeous." Real warm family vibes there. Honestly, it feels like the Robyn/Mykelti fallout came first. Sure, Robyn may have helped raise her, and yes, Christine and Mykelti have had their moments. But at some point, it's like, that's my freaking mom, watch your mouth. And now Kody's out here twisting every attempt at reassurance. That's his issue, not yours, into some betrayal narrative. Classic. Look, Mykelti's not even my favorite, but it's soul-crushing to watch Kody repeatedly choose his wife over his kids. That kind of damage lingers. I just hope she finds real support and love, whether from David's side, Tony's, or anywhere else, because she clearly won't be getting it from her dad anytime soon. Did anyone else catch that eye roll from Kody in Reunion Part 4? They were showing those sweet clips of Christine trying out different ice cream flavors, and all the kids were at the paint party. Very wholesome vibes. Then Mykelti looks at Christine and says something like, "You're beautiful," or "You're gorgeous." Super sweet moment, right? But then cue Kody, who throws the most passive-aggressive eye roll, or that weird face he does when he's clearly disagreeing but thinks he's being subtle. It made my blood boil. Like, really, Kody? That's your reaction to your daughter complimenting her mother? Considering your current soulmate has strong Lord Farquaad energy, I'd keep the judgment to a minimum if I were you. The kicker is, all of Christine and Kody's kids in that scene knew this would be aired. They knew Kody would see it. That wasn't accidental. They wanted him to hear them loud and clear. Because when Kody trashed Christine on national television, he didn't just hurt her, he hurt them too. This was their way of pushing back, of saying, "We saw what you did. We lived it. And it wasn't okay." Honestly, I think they're done tiptoeing around his ego. Christine is modeling something powerful, walking away from years of emotional neglect and setting a standard that says, you don't tolerate abuse, no matter who it comes from. And her kids? They're following suit, showing that standing up for what's right isn't limited by age or family titles. But in Kody's warped world, that's trash talking. What really got under my skin was how Suki didn't ask the one question that would have shut it all down. If your daughters married someone who treated them the way you treated Christine, would you be okay with that? Because that's all Christine was really saying, not trashing him, just finally saying I deserve better. And she does. They all do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.